See that Bill from Quinn Dynasty there the other day, last video put out. He come onto our channel and posted a link. Never talked to anybody, just come in and posted a link. And he was, he was driving around Newmarket with two drones following him in his van. Just, yeah. Hey, Jake, how's it going this morning, buddy?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good. Feeling good. How you guys doing?
Well, trying to stay warm.
Oh yeah. It's
AZ,
not bad here. It's in the 40s and getting up to 59.
well, yeah, you got, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I talked about putting signs up in Woodstock. Yeah, they got about a foot of snow over there right now. It's funny, we got nothing here, but they have about a foot of snow. Good Buffalo. Oh my God, what a mess in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo deserves it.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Chuck?
Oh, gee, Corey's actually going to work for a change, is he? He's in
Yeah.
a cab this morning, heading to the office.
Corey wants to know, Dave, how is it doing?
Corey is doing great, great. How are you?
Huh.
I ordered the stuff to cut my hair, so I'm getting
Oh,
everything cut and
it's
trimmed.
the hat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I got some stuff coming.
Put your heater jack on, go install it. Sale cannot be waited for like that. I'll just, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's not well, other than cold here, but it's not bad. But just 30 miles to my east of here, there's quite a bit of snow. Most of it, well, missed us. But the thing is, there, AZ, is that I'd rather have the snow right now because what happens is so cold, the ground will freeze really fast, right? Um, but you put a layer of snow on there before it gets real cold, then the ground don't freeze as hard. It acts as an insulator, right? So I don't.
Me to finish
Yeah.
my breakfast. I made an awesome breakfast. I had a fried egg sandwich. That lady gets here at 11. As soon as she's done, I'm gonna be in that garage.
Okay.
So I don't know if the heater's still in there or not, but we're definitely gonna be using it.
Okay.
So they're just cold as hell outside.
Sounds good. It's one feels like zero, going down to -3, Mark White says.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Good morning, Mark. Well, I don't know about good for you.
What's your
but
temperature over there, Paul?
Give me 2 seconds. 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 15.
Yeah. Well, Mark's got us beat.
Yeah.
0 and going down to -3. But where is Mark located? Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Where Mark is, that's Celsius.
Okay, so he's at 1 degree Celsius, which is about what, 30
33, 34. Yeah, 33, 34.
AZ says it's 45 there, so that's cold for where he is.
It is cold.
And as you can see, it's dark and murky and just another one of those days, you know.
Supposed to get 59 here today.
Now we have the high right now is where we're at is 25. It calls for a high today at 25.
Very cold here. 45 feels like 60, very cold. I wish it was that nice here.
Alex Escardo. Good morning. So Dave, you're doing haircuts today? Is that what you're doing, or?
No, I ordered the equipment.
Okay.
Supposed to
I
start
ordered from Amazon, so it's coming.
Well, I think you're supposed to get snow, aren't you, Paul?
as you said, just popped up my phone about 9:11. So in about 7 or 8 minutes, we're supposed to start snow.
Yeah, because if I pull up the weather on the Weather Channel, it yeah, stop tearing up the couch, will you? For Christ's sake. She gets underneath the blanket and tears it up and down and
Oh,
gets
you did that to my couch, my bed, everything.
the foam pads are all flipped up and
Yeah.
what are you doing, you goof? I think I'll let her out. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go inside.
Yeah, Edward, yeah, they finally treated it. Yep. Took 3 tugs. I think about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. They had started moving pretty good there. So, but I think he was partway into the channel and then anchored again. So I don't know. I didn't look today to see if it was around or where the hell he is. Okay, go on. I'm gonna go check here in a minute. I think I just see where my sister is. Okay, cool. Oh, there's a whole bunch of cruise ships there this morning. Huh. They're supposed to be checking there with my sister. Oh, no. Okay. No, that's where they're supposed to be going. Huh. Let me take a closer look here. Well, what I can do, yeah, that one there. Let's go. Okay. Oh, she is at the Grand Cayman Islands this morning. Okay,
Oh,
cool. Yeah, looks like they're anchored out though. She's at Georgetown. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they had to tender. Yep, it's a tender ship. There's 2 of them out there running back and forth. Huh. I thought Grand Cayman, Georgetown, they'd be able to go right in, but you see all the ships, they just anchor out a ways. Well, oh well. Well, that's where my sister is, so. Okay, cool. I gotta go over here. Okay. I'm showing that ship that they had to free up from grounded in the Detroit River, it's still there, but it's in by the channel now. It's locked. Let's see, wait to be fixed or something because still anchored out, but it's in the middle of the channel now instead of off to the side. Where are we? Here we go. Yeah, boom. It's right here, the bubble. Yeah, 0 knots is not going nowhere. Destination to Gibraltar, but anyways, I received 1 minute ago. It was right in here, this area on angle, but now it's sitting there, so must be just anchored off of there. Yeah.
Right there, Paul. It's just they're knocking on the windows for peanuts now.
Yeah. Edward, it has to be inspected. It has something to do with the bow thruster. Yeah. I'm just gonna see if we can. You got anything on the local news on it? Go here and see. Let me see. I can Detroit Riverfront. Crap. Hit the wrong button, but anyways. So.
Okay. Sorry about that, Paul. I know David would talk your ear off, but
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
so Dave, what do
Busy
you
ordering breakfast.
what do you do for fun, David? I mean,
You're looking.
what do you do for fun around there?
I listen to a lot of music. I watch. I listen to a lot of music.
You used to
Yeah,
have guitars,
I-
didn't you?
Yeah,
Didn't you used
I
to have
did.
guitars?
Think I was. Also,
I
Yeah,
seem
I
to,
had
I
about
seem to
9
recall
of
I seem to recall you sold guitars to
and
go ahead. Can you
I just I listen to music and I watch movies and I think I'm gonna order a television tomorrow, a
Oh,
65-inch TV.
there you go.
That's good.
And, yeah, that'll be a nice
That's a good
TV.
one.
Yeah, well, I can't see the one I've got. They have a 32-inch in here, and it's got cable and stuff, but I can't read it. I can't see it. So I'm going to get one with Bluetooth that I can hook up these earbuds with so I can hear good, and a big one so I can see it. There's Captain Joe.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe, how do you go?
Hey, how y'all?
Good. How are you doing?
There you go.
I'm doing a lot better.
Good.
Hey, Captain Joe.
Hey, Rob. But
You got any games coming up this weekend or
Friday,
Friday? Okay.
Friday's on the
Yeah,
road
we-
again, Dave.
All right. Well,
and it's still all up in the air how we're getting there. I heard they have a bus now. I've got my word out, but I've got a ride with one of the guys pulling a trailer. Then I've got this other former major in the Marine Corps. He's got an Escalade. He's the only one in it. So he asked me if I wanted to go with him. So if I'm gonna take my choice, I'm gonna go in the Escalade.
You got your options, yep.
that'd be nice.
But the bottom line is it's a 4-hour drive. I've made this drive. It's not a hard drive. I'm thinking about driving myself anyway.
Oh. Yeah, so you can stop whenever you want, right?
Or I could bring my drone on the way and fly it and take my time and park next to the stadium where I want to park. I have a handicap tag, so I'll park right up next to the stadium and I don't have to walk. It's like it makes it
That's
more
good.
convenient because I bring what I want to bring in my car and I don't have to look for anything. So I haven't
I
made
have
a
that
decision
too.
yet.
I don't imagine, poor Dave, you do much long distance traveling, do you?
I don't travel long distance, but I stay really busy with um, government stuff, keeping up on all the programs and the senior center and all that stuff. So
All your
around,
senior stuff, right?
yeah, all that senior and disability stuff and all that stuff. So they keep me hopping.
Hey W, how you doing? Mark White, Ed Hessick.
Hey, Mark, Mr. Hassick.
Uh, Justin popped in for a second, then disappeared.
Yeah.
I see Paul still got his tree farm going.
Yeah. I haven't got around to using it yet. Oh, well. Well, I got to do more landscape. Well, I had to get some more glue, so I got more. I got 2 bottles of this stuff here. So,
You know, uh, Joe, I don't know if have you ever seen Elmer's Glue Clear?
Yes,
it's called clear, transparent.
right.
And
That's right.
I'm old school back when everything was always that milky white,
Yeah, you use that on train boards. Put it down so you can put your grass and everything, and then you can cover it and everything.
Yep.
Hey, Justin,
How's it going?
welcome back. You were here for a second.
Hi, go get
Yeah, I had to
your
restart my computer. For some reason the internet was being super slow, but now it's fine. So,
Oh, good.
Justin.
morning, Joe.
But it's at the point of the season now that in fact yesterday I started getting money for the team pictures for soccer. I don't even have a date yet. I gave them the envelopes on Monday and apparently he passed them out. So the parents are paying me, but we don't even have a date on when I'm shooting. I could be shooting at 3 o'clock today. I don't know. I
Oh,
asked
wow.
him, I said, what date did you tell them? Because I haven't heard anything yet. He hasn't told me.
It was that yesterday.
Well, the good news is we're at the same point in time that we shoot him every year. And he was waiting for a couple of pieces of the difference in uniform.
Also, you're getting ready to shoot the team pictures.
Right. There's like 45 girls. And let me tell you, when you got freshmen to high school, 45 girls, they spend money. I'll go out there about 3 o'clock, get out of there for about 4:15. And then I've got about 2 hours worth of editing. And my side of this, I'll make about $1,500.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody in the chat?
Pays bills. That's how I look at it.
Yep. That's what you got to do. Stay ahead of your bills the best you can, however you can.
And I'm at the point of the season where I just got a text from one of the parents, and these are the texts that aggravate the hell out of me. He says, my son's numbers. Now, I offer him a package in the beginning of the year, $250, all the pictures I take of their kid through the whole season. Now he's coming up, this guy, and saying, my son's number 71. I want to give him a bunch of pictures for Christmas, but I'm not too savvy. So can you go through them and let me know the best pictures so I can buy some? No. I told him the best way to do is go, here's the site. Just go look at them, put them in the cart. And if you want to pay for them that way or contact me and pay through Venmo, we'll do it that way. But I'd rather him pick out his pictures. It's not that hard.
Well, I mean, for you to have to sit there and go through them like that, I mean, you probably got thousands of pictures, right?
I've got over 1,000. I think I got 10,000 pictures of football season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. For you to have to do that, I mean, that's a lot of time right there. That's
Oh.
time that he could do it.
Oh, absolutely. Now I'll be honest with you, I could probably do it in about an hour because he's an offensive lineman and I'll throw it up and I'll go through it quick. But it's not the point. He's not going to buy all of them, and I'm not going to go back now for $250 and do that.
I don't blame you.
You know, and I know 71, I've got a bunch of pictures, and he might just want playoff games. You know, I'm not going to put a site out there. I did that for a basketball player a couple years ago. I went through every picture I had of her for 4 years, put it together, and the mom said, "Well, that's a little high," and never bought a one of them.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, whatever. I'd rather you just spend it. See, they don't understand. I've been doing this 49 years. Trust me. Just pay the $250. You won't be disappointed. You know.
Yeah, to those parents, that 250 is nothing.
Well, it's not a thing. They're gonna waste $250. This
Yep.
this trip up to Shreveport, we had 6 parents on the bus paying $125 a piece to go see the game, plus $20 at the gate. I'm telling you, Mandeville has money. You saw the if you look at any of my videos of Mandeville Lakefront, Mandeville's got money. The kids in the school, they drive in with Porsches, you know, Mercedes.
That was
My
the
son,
way my school was. My school had a lot of money in it.
yeah, my son told me one time. He said, "Well, I need a Mercedes." I said, "Oh yeah, right, okay."
Like our school had like a really sweet contract with actually the school district did with the military because there were so many military kids in the schools. Like the military would buy new buses every year. We'd get new books every year, new computers. Like we didn't use the same shit twice. Like every year you'd come in and it'd be all new stuff every year. Because the military, and then the military, I remember my dad used to have to fill out a paper every year. They'd pay like $200 and something per day per student that went to school. It was like ridiculous amounts of money they used to give the school district. And because what was funny was your surrounding school districts used to borrow our buses all the time because they had old, like, crappy buses that were always breaking down and everything. And we had all the new stuff. So you'd walk into our buses and there'd be magnets up on the ceiling with the different school
Wow.
districts that would borrow our buses all the time. But our
Hey,
school
Dave, I want to
district was spoiled,
apologize. I
but
called you Rob
we
earlier.
had thousands of
Do what?
I called you Rob earlier. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, that's all right.
How could you offend him like that?
didn't-
Jesus.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm apologizing.
Where's
Oh,
Rob? Where's Rob at? Oh.
So
that
how's-
would have been so
how-
much better if
government-
Rob was here.
How's the
He's
weather
talking
down
about
south?
government stuff.
How's the weather down south there for you, Joe, and for you, Justin?
36 degrees
54
right
right
now.
now.
What's your temperature, Justin?
54.
54.
36
I'm a lot
here.
farther south than Joe though, because I'm in Florida and then halfway down Florida. So
It's 24 degrees
yeah,
here. That's going to be the high for the
it's
day.
54, feels like 57. The highest here is only going to be 67. But then Thursday and Friday we go right back up in the 80s during the day.
Really?
But just really cold nights. Yeah, there's the nights are gonna be cold. It'll be like down in the 50s and 60s at night.
Okay, it's back up to 40 now, and it's going to be 61 today.
We're gonna be at 59 today.
What's up, David? W, Alex, everybody. Edward, Mark. Let's see, Corey Russell. 42 where W's at in Texas right now.
Really?
Now, see up there where the Teeny Martini bar is, that's more on the level of Joe. They're probably close to his weather. 42. But where I'm at, I'm farther south. I'm halfway down the state, so it's another few hundred miles.
It was cold last night. I kept waking up, and I've got an automatic thermostat, and I've got it set to heat. And when it kicks at certain times, it'll knock it from like 74 down to 65. And every time it knocked it down to 65, it woke me up. I could feel the difference, the cool, the chill hitting.
It was chilly last night here too. It got down to like in the mid 40s last night. Pretty cold. I mean, for Florida, it was.
Martini bar.
Well,
Yeah, see, right now it's probably in high 40s up there, mid 40s.
Okay, a lot of people got either sweatshirts on or coats.
Yeah.
Well, besides that, they, at the teeny bar, they've got those overhead heaters they can turn on too.
I was pretty close to there when I was going up to Yulee. Never stopped in there though. It was about an hour off my route coming home, and by the time the week was over, I didn't feel like going out of the way to go see it.
That's a teeny martini.
It's a Teeny Martini bar up in it's at the top of Florida. So that's St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, Florida.
Oldest city in the United States.
Yeah.
Used to be a Spanish military fort back in the day. Military fort's actually still there. I mean, it's pretty much just piles of rocks now, but it's still there.
Cool walls. We'll see walls and stuff.
Yeah. All that stuff.
It might have broke down when I was there. It had the old walls and they polished something.
Oh yeah, all that's still there.
Is it?
Just the fort itself is just kind of a bunch of rocks. There's still some walls left of it, but you can actually fly over the old fort. There's no restrictions to fly over it. That's where that one drone video went viral where the
Yeah.
guy landed his drone and the guy kicked it out of the air. The guy walked up to him and kicked it out of the air. The cops got called and the guy got arrested for breaking his drone.
Drones are expensive. That almost would be a felony.
Was
Well,
it
that's
still
what the cop
flying?
arrested him for, not for the. No. The cop didn't arrest the guy for the FAA violations. He arrested him because the dude just damaged property because he kicked it out of the air. It was a video from like I don't want to say 3 or 4 years ago. It was a while back.
The teeny martini bar starts really jumping in the evening. That's when it gets going. Especially on the weekends.
You got to get a good hot summer day in the weekends. Then it really be jumping and
Oh.
bouncing.
Well, in the evening, it seems to be the place for the out
On Friday and Saturday
socializing
nights.
younger crowd.
Yeah, on Friday and Saturday nights. It is during the week. It's really nothing going on. Yeah, Friday and Saturday nights it's fucking busy down there. They'll have a lineup down the road.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just
to
finishing
get
up
in there.
lines here, so
Okay.
I'm here, I'm listening and talking.
Yeah, well, that's
Oh,
like
you trying to get
David is real
free-
talkative today too.
Well,
I
this guy
never
here for this sign here, he says to me, he says, "Oh, I don't need him till the weekend." Then he texted me this morning, "I need him today."
Well, he do come pick it up?
Yeah, he'll come pick him up. Yeah. But yeah, so I gotta try and get him done, of course. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, it does breakfast, the martini bar
Yeah,
because,
because they're actually.
go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say they're actually part. They actually have a hotel above the
Up
restaurant.
above it, yep. They have rooms for rent and or by the day or whatever. And they also have a convention facility there where you can have a group of people.
Yeah, because if you look in the video for the online, the live video, you can see the inn sign where it tells you where the stairs are at to go up to the rooms.
Yep.
There's a sign there. It says something in.
Yeah, if you type in the Teeny Martini Bar, they've got several videos that some of them just show you what it's all about. But this is the live cam.
Telling you, them live camera channels make some damn money, man. They get views. That's why I say if they could come out with a 360 security camera, like a Insta 360 type camera, but a high grade security camera, man, you put one of those out there and put it on a live feed for a YouTube channel and it'd kick ass. Is it everybody would be able to move the camera the way they want to look? You know what I'm saying? Be everybody would have their own interactive with it. Yeah, I haven't been to a bar in a minute, Jonathan. Last time I was at a bar was at a Christmas party like 3 or 4 years ago.
There you go. I sent this guy. I said, easiest way to check on your picks is to go to this site. I said, all the games are there. It's easy to look through browse. I said, blouse. I'm glad I read it. I said, just add the ones you choose to the card, either pay that way or contact me and I'll pull your pictures and you pay me through Venmo to save shipping. So it looks like I'm doing something for them. And it says, let me know if you have any issues. I always make it look like you're doing something for them.
Oh yeah, it does look small, Mark, for sure. But it's a lot. It's a pretty good size place. They need to put up multiple cameras so you get different angles. I mean, if you're going to do a live channel of your bar, you should have 2 or 3 different cameras.
They need to have wherever all the waitresses go up next to the bar, they need to have one there.
There's some that I would have one inside. I would have a couple different ones outside. I mean, like I said, if you're going to do that and put everybody on the internet like that and advertise your bar, you might as well have multiple angles. That's why I said it would be cool once they come out with a commercial grade like Insta360 type camera. Because that'd be awesome. You'd be able to put up a camera and be able to swing it around. Everybody that's watching would be able to turn it the way they want to. It'd make it a lot more interesting, especially if something's going on and you want to look at it. You can pan it around and look at it. Why is David in here? Like twice.
Who? Birdman or me?
Birdman.
Nah, a Birdman. He just popped in twice.
Oh, I don't know. He's British and short.
Well, if you look in the back, Paul's got a little buffering going on with that picture. So is he fooling with buttons? It's working now.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So I tell you, last night about
What's up, Dan?
10:45, I get a call from my son. And at 10:45 at night when he's working the street, I don't want to call from him. I'd rather him text me than a call makes me think something's wrong. And I see his number and I go, oh, here we go. So I answer it. And he says, you want to hear something crazy? I said, yeah, go ahead. So they pulled over a guy up in the hood up in the top of Covington. And when it was all said and done, they gave the guy a summons. I think he had some weed or something. They said they weren't going to take his car. They weren't going to tow it. And all in all, what they did is they gave the guy a break. And the guy says to them, okay, he says, y'all been really square with me tonight. Let me be square with y'all. He said, all the guys in the hood up there, they bought 5 drones. And what they're doing is they're flying the drones around and watching to see where the police are at so they can move their drugs.
Well, one good use of a drone.
Smart.
Right. And he said
Smart, though.
that's what they're doing. They're putting the drones up in there to see where the police are before they start moving drugs.
Well, that's a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, I think it's pretty ingenious, you know. They got
Yeah,
5
well-
people flying drones, and apparently he said they were DJI drones. And he said what they're doing is at different times of day they're putting them up and just seeing where the police are, and then they'll go ahead and do whatever they're going to do up in the hood. And then when they see the police coming, they pull the drone down and everything else. So I told my son, I said, look, I'll get with the department, come up there and talk to y'all. I said, because if it's a DJI drone, it's going to broadcast remote ID. I said, if it's broadcasting remote ID, you know where the person is flying from because it's given that content. I said, so what y'all need to do is in your units, get the apps. And then when you see a drone,
they're going to do
you check it though. Too. Yeah, and if you're checking it and you see where a drone's coming from in that area, you may not be able to do anything, but if all of a sudden somebody puts up a drone and there's police cars all there, that's going to change the whole perspective, you know?
Yeah, because even Altels are going to be broadcasting at some point.
Well, the question I have
be
is what about the home built FPVs? Are they going to be? I know they will be required to add that to it, but as it is right now, I don't think that they're very easily traced.
Well, I mean, that's a whole different level of. I mean, one, they would have to know how to do that, which I'm not saying that nobody there is smart enough to figure it out, but you would have to build it like a DJIF or a drone. But I don't see why they would. The
Well,
thing
they're
is
good. They're
the
gonna
people
they're gonna
flying the
just
drones.
they're gonna
How
they're gonna
well? How versed are they? Are
yeah, but
they?
they're what the
Yeah,
plan
but what I'm saying
is they're gonna have modules that you will just plug into your electrical system on any drone and it transmits.
yeah, but my whole thing is if they're buying drones, DJI drones to throw in the air, one, it's a convenience because it's already put together. It's plug and play pretty much, right?
Yep.
But that doesn't really determine how versed they are and what the drones are actually doing. Like they might be somebody that knows really nothing about drones. They just know how to fly it. So they might pop it up and it says remote ID. They might not have any idea what that even is.
Yep.
You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah, there's
saying?
a lot of
It
ignorance
depends
out
on
there.
how well, it depends on how well, like I said, how versed are those people and what the drone's actually doing. Do they look up videos? Are they watching YouTube live shows? Or did they just literally figure out how to throw the drone in the air when they bought it at the store, you know?
Yeah, I have no idea unless it was somebody that flew the drone
Let's
before.
assume that they bought it and they
I
didn't
don't
have the
know.
foresight to have somebody out of town of outer state buy it for them and have them send it to them. So, it's like,
Well, the other thing we haven't heard a lot of lately, Justin and Joe, is the police departments have somebody developed like a gun where they actually aim it at the drone and they read all of the data off of the drone, and it will tell them it's transmitting, but it'll also tell them where the receiver is. And
But
I haven't
I
heard much about that at all.
mean, technically, what those but technically, what those people are doing technically isn't illegal. I mean, if you really want to just go search a neighborhood for cops, I mean, is that really illegal? No. I mean, if you're over top of a scene during an active scene, then yes, that's a violation of the FAA rules. But if you're just cruising the neighborhood looking to see who's on what streets and who's doing what, I mean,
Who's
it's
out and
really not
about,
all that
yeah.
illegal. So unless
Well,
they're
I guess it goes to intent.
unless they're violating that law.
Again, unless it goes to intent, Joe, your son's a
to say.
cop.
Right.
If somebody was using a drone to scope out a home or to some place where they could break into or whatever, then the intent makes it illegal.
Right.
But the hard part is you have to prove that intent. Because they could just say, I was just flying over. They could act like they were just an everyday person. So that's where I would see that being a little difficult. I mean, unless they were to like just put a straight TFR over that area, I don't know how you would keep them out of there. I mean,
Well, there's some people,
and we all know the newer DJI drones.
some people that
These
don't
guys could be
pay
a few.
attention to TFRs though too.
Well, these guys could be a couple miles away.
Yep.
Well, with the DJI drone, unfortunately, you have to. Now,
Yep.
if you're flying an Altel, you'll be all right. But these guys, like I said, these guys could be a mile and a half, 2 miles away too. I mean, they don't mean they're necessarily right in the middle of where the action is. They could be a couple miles out, because we all know the newer DJI drones, they fly far as shit. I mean, your drone, you could easily fly your drone from your house down to the water.
Oh,
and
easily.
fly the ships if you really were ballsy enough. Yeah, because you're not that far from the water.
The
I mean,
the
I used to take
the-
my Mini 2. I could easily take it a mile and a half, 2 miles out.
the only issue I would have with all of that scenario is that unless you're in line of sight of the drone, and you can't really tell how close that tree is next to you. You know, you start getting kind of fancy, trying to get some fancy shots.
I mean, I agree with you, Dan, but like I said, it just comes down to how versed each particular criminal is on what that drone's capable of. Like, there might be some guy that gets a smart idea in his head one day and says, I'm going to go buy a drone and I'm going to drop drugs in the prison, and never actually take the time to learn how to, like, they might not go on YouTube and learn about remote ID and all, and buy that drone in the prison, and all of a sudden it auto lands in the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, it depends. Like I said, it depends on how smart the criminal is. Some will be smart enough to look all that shit up and figure out what the drone can do and learn it. And some are just going to be ignorant and stupid, and they're not going to look into any of that.
Well,
Most will be ignorant
the
and
interesting thing happened to me this spring. I don't know if you remember, Justin, but I was down. There was a ship that went aground across from the old Detroit Edison plant down there, and so I went down and
Oh,
parked in their parking lot. Next thing I know, here rolls up on me Border Patrol. They had seen my drone on their radar and on their way of watching the border, and they had tracked it back to me.
I mean, technically, remote ID is already online as far as we know, right?
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if government agencies
Well, it's
aren't
got to
already
be that.
using
Yep,
it.
that proved to me. You know, everybody says, "Oh, well, it's
I
not
mean,
online yet." It's not. Well, depends
the-
about
the-
who you
the
are.
D-
Yeah.
Justin,
the
your
minis are, and they're not even.
your signal and everything is breaking up periodically.
Damn it!
Yeah, remote ID went live on September 16th.
Yeah.
It's got to be live, but it's not being enforced right now until March 16th. But there's like I've got Drone Scanner, an app on my phone that it'll tell me any drone in the area within a mile and a half. So
Yeah.
I was telling Justin, put it on his phone. That way he could sit there at night, or at nighttime. I don't think they have a big problem with the drones, but it'll probably be daytime. And what I said is, you just throw it on there every once in a while. Look, if you see one in the air, I said, y'all. The thing is if they're using it with intent to create a crime, like to deal drugs, then you might have something there. But the bottom line is, if somebody's 3 blocks away from you and they've got a drone up there, you let somebody know and get a cop car just to cruise the area. And if you start every time they put one up, you put a cruiser through it. That's going to eliminate that eventually. Because they're going to think every time we put one up, they hear.
Yeah.
No,
And they're real close to the parish prison too. So like geozone over there and everything.
Well, I don't think Dave or Dan that they're the FAA has the manpower, but other agencies definitely have the means to include that. The FAA, not so much, because they're a very small agency compared to other ones. Their yearly budget is like almost nothing. But agencies like the NSA, FBI, ATF, Border Patrol, these are all billion-dollar funded agencies. Trust me, they could incorporate it.
Just text the agent, tell him they're done. He can come get them.
Everybody.
I got another one downstairs that I did yesterday. Last night.
David's back again. He was here once and then popped out.
No, I was here 4 times, but Zoom, every time I clicked got it, say that this was live, it get going, you must pay for this service. I'm like, off.
Really?
Well, you should get something better than a Chromebook.
Windows 10. It probably worked better on Chrome.
Oh, I understand that, Dan, 100%. Definitely the FAA. I'm just saying other agencies are definitely going to use that to their advantage to monitor people. It's just another tool to monitor people. Especially the Border Patrol. I definitely see them using that system to their advantage.
Yeah.
You know, cartels flying drones over to drop shit, all kinds of stuff. Unless, yeah, well, I'm sure that somebody's going to come up with a hack to fuck that RID. I mean, they already kind of are. So, like the spoofing and all that crap that people are doing now.
Well, it wasn't. It was last summer, not this
But the
last.
thing is,
The
go ahead.
summer before, they caught a drone smuggling south of Port Huron between us and Detroit, was going across the river
Yeah.
smuggling guns and stuff.
Oh,
You need to stop doing that, Paul. We know that you hover around them ships, so you
hey,
when you
that's my
spin
internet,
round, it
JD,
fires the
not my
gun
computer.
across.
What's that, Justin? Yeah, Justin's going in.
I was telling JD that's my internet, not my computer. I got to reset my computer or my internet.
Yeah, or get yourself some fiber optic instead of dial up.
I don't even think anybody uses dial up anymore.
You can still get it.
You know what's so funny about your breakup, Justin? Is like sometimes it'll slow down, and then just at the end of that last statement of the
Well, news on the bird is he's okay.
everything good.
It's not good. He's got a cyst, but it's not infected or cancerous or anything, and he'll live a normal life with it. Just got to leave it. If it got to the point where we'd have to operate, there's an 80% chance he'd die from the operation anyway.
Oh wow! So he's just going to have to live the life of a handicapped bird.
Well, he already was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. It was fun getting him out of the cage this morning.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him out, and all the other cockatiels and Rio was shouting and trying to pull him back in. He's like, "You ain't taking him." As soon as he saw the vet box, they knew what was going on.
A little bit of separation anxiety going on there.
Yeah. As soon as we bring the vet box in, they all go nuts. They know one of them's leaving. You'll all be pleased to know Laura's busy this afternoon, so you don't have to check your messages.
Yeah.
But she did scam me this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just send 1 or 2 Christmas cards to America, a couple to Australia, and it'll be fine. All right, no problem. How much did it cost me? £2. Seems pretty cheap. £28 it cost me to send them.
Oh,
Jeez. And then she had to cheat. When I turned around, she went, "Come on, you promised me lunch." Justin must have mentioned the CIA and all that too much. They've took him out.
He said he was having internet problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Still
what I'm
no word.
getting on wireless. Mark, that's pretty good speed for Virgin.
Still no word from the coach of whether the pictures are today or not. So
Send electric Christmas cards. If only Laura heard of that.
Mhm. Looks like her money's in your pocket, David.
Real? Steak.
So, Paul, today is the day you got to go to London?
Yeah, I should go there today.
Well, make sure you say hello to the king for us.
Yeah, they
Give us a wave on your way over.
yeah, because I'm flying by, right? You see, I got to go to the northeast corner in London.
No, you can't come here. We're in the northeast corner. Imagine it. As soon as you touch down, Laura. Oh, check your messages.
Justin's internet must be really bad. He had to reset his router, I guess.
You going to the vets? No, I didn't think so.
Hey, Gitchy.
Yeah, it's a good point, that. Gitchy didn't have his tinfoil hat. Now they're taking him out. You only get 800 on wireless because of interference with your TV services.
No.
So,
Really?
yeah, because Virgin send everything down the internet wire as well, which I find really annoying. Because last night I got pissed off 12 seconds behind every other Preston fan.
Justin's back.
All right,
Justin's gone.
I reset my router and everything.
So you're set to go now, huh?
Hopefully. I just went out and unplugged everything and just reset everything.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sound good too.
Did somebody say something?
Yeah. Don't tease him like that, David.
I'll put your ass in the waiting room. Keep it up. Well, every couple of weeks, I usually go out and actually reset everything. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, you know?
Well, it's good to go out at least once every week or two and just unplug all your stuff, let it reset, get a fresh signal. Doesn't hurt to reset your network once a week.
Since I put the two computers, I've got Ethernet coming through to both, and I've got a splitter where it will work on both. But it seems like after a while, the Apple will just completely say, I don't have internet, and it somehow loses it.
Wow.
And boy, that's that aggravating.
Huh. Interesting.
for buying a cheap switch.
What brand is it?
I have no clue.
I get if you need a recommendation for a decent little 5-port switch, I got one. Get the TP Link, the 2.5 gig one. Works really good. And it's a very
Remember when
might have to
inexpensive.
do-
Linsky used to be the great name?
What's that, David?
Linsky used to be the greatest name, and Netgear. You don't see much of them anymore.
I see a lot of Netgear stuff over here.
Put back.
Let me see. Yeah, this one right here, Joe.
5-port switch.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too.
That's the one that I have, and it works really well.
Mm.
I've never had any issues with it. Even Rob bought it off my recommendation. It's worked well for him too.
Really?
Is that 1 in, 5 out?
As mine is the. Hold
Well,
on,
let's see. Let's take a look at the back of it.
No, what is the back of it? No, it's not even. And the back of it's not gonna be. The back of it's only power, so you just plug in. You can plug your main Ethernet cord coming from your router into any one of those 5. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
And then
it's
you
interesting.
can.
And it
And
just
then you-
splits them?
Yep. It don't matter which ports you plug in your computers or you plug in your main Ethernet cable from your
Well,
router.
Why?
So
why-
it splits them, but all of them work at the same
Yeah,
time. It doesn't, you have to
Right.
switch back and forth.
Yeah.
I see what you
why would the 8 gigabyte be less money than the other one?
That's an 8-port.
8-port, I mean.
I don't know. Sometimes you'll find stuff like that.
Because I mean, if you're buying,
When I was shopping for new power supplies for my computer, the 650 watt Corsair was cheaper than the 750, or was more expensive than the 750. The 750 was actually cheaper by almost $40. There's sometimes products are like that,
well, maybe because a lot of people weren't buying the 8-port, they were buying.
right? And sometimes, yeah, it could be a popularity thing, how popular a specific item is.
Hey, JDS.
Yep,
But-
JD, Dre's in there, Mark, and
But the only thing on the back of that one's just going to be a power plug because it's powered. But that one should handle up to 2.5 gigabytes, which is a lot faster than I'm assuming what you have for internet anyway. So
Well, that's probably what's wrong with this crazy switch over here. It's probably something like a Temu switch or something.
what brand? You don't even know what brand it is?
I don't have a
It's
clue.
some off brand.
I can't remember where I bought it. I had to have gotten it off of Amazon, so I'll go back and look. This isn't bad. For $32 is on sale.
Right. Plus, you'll have an extra 2 ports if you want to do something with it, hook it to your TV, something like that. You'll have an extra 2 ports left over because you only need 1 for your Ethernet from your router and then 2 for your 2 computers, which will leave you 2 open ones for if you want to, like I said, plug a TV into it or something like that.
It will be here tomorrow.
I'll be back. Got to ring Amazon.
Oh,
Your
fuck.
favorite bunch
Here
of
we go.
people.
Yeah, they were supposed to deliver 2 rugs.
Well, if I was
Deliver me a
Amazon,
box
I'd have
of
left
fucking
England
paper.
already. Like I said, if I was Amazon, I'd have left England already just because of David.
Hey, deliver my stuff I ordered. I'll be fine. Be right
I
back.
never in my life seen somebody have so much issues with Amazon.
Okay, David.
Because they're American. That's what it is.
Oh, so he doesn't like things done right. I see how it is.
Excuse me. I ordered 2 rugs They sent me a roll of paper that they normally use for packaging.
Well, then roll the shit out on the floor. Now you got a disposable rug. You can change out every day.
Yeah.
Rob, bring yourself with me.
See, over in America, we improvise. Oh, that's funny.
Always be prepared.
Okay, I found the name of this thing. You don't want to know.
Oh, you found the one you bought?
Yeah, it's called Sin Loon. Sinloon.
Oh, Jesus.
Some Vietnamese chick fixed it.
Yeah, some junk.
Okay,
that didn't-
Gitchy, have a good one.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's what does it say if it's gig rated?
It says gigabyte one to two.
I doubt it's even capable of that. I bet it's capped at like a couple hundred
It's
up and down.
crazy.
Because the problem is when you go with off brands like that, they lie like a motherfucker about the specs when it really can't do that.
Yeah, this was one where it was one in, two out.
Mudball said David is an angry little hobbit.
You'll notice a big difference with that one that you're going to get tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I got breakdown coverage on this thing because I've got I paid a monthly on Amazon for the
Amazon Prime.
for the tech, so that anything I buy tech is covered under their policies for tech damage. So I'm gonna tell them this
Shelby.
thing stopped working.
Hey, Dre, best
Dre,
dressed
what's up?
man.
Yeah, cover some of the costs you spend on a good one.
How everybody doing?
What's up, Dre?
How you doing, Dre?
Oh, listen to Justin Jibber Jabber.
And you know, I knew that was Dre's picture. I knew he wasn't striking a pose for us.
You guys talking about switches like Justin just saying, it's the speed of the switch is the most important thing, how much data it can handle.
I think that
And
cheap
also,
one
does it handle
lied.
it in both dual mode.
Right.
Most switches work at 100 bit. Those are standard ones, pretty much cheaper ones. The better ones run at least 1 gig, 1000 bit, 1 gig, and both up and down mode. But it also depends upon the device that you're plugging into it. How fast does it send information?
I know his has your computer's got the 1 gig card on it, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Most modern computers have the 1 gig transfer data on
Well,
it,
with
but the
that
switches
switch-
itself are on that.
Well, with that switch that he got, when I had the laptop and my main PC plugged into it at the same time, both of them would get 1,000 up, 1,000 down, no problem.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
basically,
able to
you can
handle
tell
that.
by the little lights that are on there. If it's got if it's only doing single mode, only the one light will flash. If it's working dual mode up and down, both lights will be flashing, showing its transfer.
Yeah, and each
information.
individual port on that one should have a light on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good ports for the price you pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
But that cheap one
Well-
that you got probably was not, the specs are probably way off on that.
Well, that cheap one I bought's got 1 light, so forget about it.
And so it just acts as a power light then, right?
I mean, it's no different than those.
I don't know what it's acting like.
It's no different than those cheap ass drones that say they're 4K and they're 420 at best.
Right.
You know.
But it's gonna make for good target practice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do like some Office Space? Go out there in the middle of
Yes,
the
sir.
field and beat the shit out of it. The baseball bat.
I might even do a short. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, because I use a 16-port one for my home theater. Because just about all your audio visual equipment nowadays all have the LAN ports on the back of them. For the receivers, DVD players, streamers, they all have those connections in the back.
Yep.
So I use one for my home theater. Then off the main router, the garage, I have I think it's a 8-port in the garage, and I finally hardwired it to go into my office space, and I have another 8-port in there to run off the computer, and also my TV stuff in there also.
Jonathan says, nice suit, Dre.
It's just a jacket and a vest, shirt. That's all. It's an overcoat.
Dre, this is the one I'm getting because I got 2 computers I need to plug in. Want to make sure I have enough ports. Yeah, 48 ports. Oh, that's a monster
this
right
is the
there.
one I have right here. I'm gonna share this one with you guys.
That's
I
a
have on the
friggin'
back
Cisco.
of my stuff. Then let me see. I got the right page here. Now here it is. Is it showing?
Yep.
This one right here is the one I have on the back of my AV rack. Right there. And you see up close, he's got the green light and has a white light by the ports.
Yep.
You guys see that? That'll show you if it's working single mode, dual mode, because those lights will flash. If it's only single mode, it's just the green light flash. Your dual mode, the clear light, which flashes actually in yellow, will flash also.
Well, punch the video for a minute there.
Well, and do your once you plug it in too, Joe, you can do a speed test on both your computers. If they're both running out what they should be, then you should be good. That's an easy way for you to test it. What kind of internet do you have anyway? Do you have 1 gig or are you?
Joe?
I got the top of Spectrum, whatever the shit it is.
You don't even know.
I'm getting ready to. I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to switch over to AT&T, and I'm gonna go to the I think it's the 1 gig they got.
Do you have Frontier in your area?
No, but we've got AT&T fiber here.
Frontier's got really good internet.
If I actually sign up between now and Friday to get the internet, I get $250.
I fucking hate Spectrum, dude.
I just don't want to change over to television and all other crap. You know, it's just. But right now, if I make the switch, I'll get a $250 gift card, and then basically what I have now with cable and everything with TV, I think it's a $60 a month savings.
Do you have a cable box?
I have a cable box coming in from Spectrum.
Well, down here, Spectrum's gotten rid of all the cable boxes. Now they just give you a Roku, and then you have the app and it's just like the cable box all on an application now.
So and I go to a router, so I'm doubling it up.
Yeah, so when you get service through Spectrum down here now, they don't even give you a cable box anymore. They give you a Roku, and then the app's downloaded on the Roku. And then when you pull up the app, it looks just like the cable box in the app. Looks identical. Has all the same menus and does. Think about it, man. It's going to save them millions in equipment every year that they have to give out to people. They just give you.
But then they're going to have people like me and Paul. They get frustrated. They have to make changes all the time.
Oh, they don't care though.
Yep, that's right.
It's either you conform or oh well. That's the way they look at it.
Yeah, but they did it to me this month. My bill went up $9 for no reason. And I've got that special. Like I said, I'm really thinking about calling them and saying, yeah, hook me up for it. Because they put the fiber in here about 2 years ago. And everybody around here is getting the fiber and they're saying it's great,
There you go, Joe. Mark said you should do an Adrian short. How bulletproof is an Ethernet switch?
So what I'm thinking about doing around in about 3 weeks, I think it's New Year's Eve, along the river they have the bonfires they put up to it's supposed to be the tradition to guide Santa Claus or Papa Noel down the bayou and all of this. into New Orleans. And what I think I'm going to do is take the Mini 3 Pro out there because I've got the attachment that was given to me for carrying things, and I could carry it and drop it into one of the bonfires.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan wanted me to play this. Not sure what it is, but
Well, he and I have been talking about, he was saying that initially he could turn off his remote ID. I said, no, if it's built in, it's active all the time. But then he's talking about with the Mini 3 and the other drone, you can turn off the Wi-Fi. I said, yeah, you can turn the Wi-Fi off because when your remote ID is built in, you need to have a Wi-Fi or hotspot to say to work properly, or you will get a remote ID error.
Right.
So if you fly your drone without Wi-Fi, like any kind of internet connection, it doesn't work.
It'll work. The drone will fly, but I'm saying the remote ID will not work.
All right, Jonathan, I'm sending you to get a manicure.
So that's why I was just trying to set it straight. Because first he was saying he was able to turn the remote ID on and off. I said, no, remote ID is active. It's just a matter of you had a proper setup. And I was telling how you get by that. The people says, I know a lot of folks had it with the Avata, that if you first start the Avata up with a Wi-Fi connection, hotspot, whatever, it will not have remote ID. Then you can disconnect your Wi-Fi and it will fly with no error message.
So what's going to keep people, if they don't want to fly remote ID, just from not hooking to the internet then while they're flying?
Well, it's not so much to keep people from flying. It's always the point of if you have an incident, that's going to show up on your log.
I guess
it's just like the guys who just got caught flying in Vegas at the Formula One meet, the guys who got caught flying at the Bengals game about a week and a half ago, whatever it was. It wasn't a remote ID that got them caught. They got caught by other tracking devices, but they can't lie about not having remote ID or anything because it will show up in the log.
What do you mean other tracking devices?
Aeroscope and other devices that track drone activity.
Ah, okay.
And see, I say these guys got caught not because of remote ID. They got caught because it was being tracked by other devices that law enforcement uses, and they track you down. And then, you can sit there and try to play dumb, and they're going to say, okay, let's see your drone. And they'll be able to pull information right off of it, and you're just dead to rights. So I tell you, remote ID has nothing to do with tracking you per se. Remote ID is to make sure you're in compliance. So it's going to trip you up after the fact. Because they're going to say, well, okay, how are you flying? No remote ID, whatever. We tracked you to this location, blah blah blah. And they're going to see if you're compliant with all the other regulations. Remote ID is just like the enhancements in a gang shooting. They put the gang enhancement on top of the shooting. It's just an extra charge they'll slap on top of you.
I don't know if you heard this morning.
Doesn't keep you from flying.
Yeah, Dre, I don't know if you heard this morning, but my son called me last night. They had a guy pulled over from the hood up there, and they kind of gave him a summons and gave him a break and everything. And the guy said, y'all been kind of nice to me tonight, so I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. Like this. He kind of ratted on some people. And he said, they got 5 people up there with drones now. And what they're doing during the daytime is they're flying the drones around to see where y'all at before we move anything.
Yeah.
What if I just claim I was doing a flyover?
Yeah. So
was that the one that was about a year ago, Trey?
Cops in Vegas tracked the guy right to his car. Right when they were on, because they had a big event, the Formula One event. They were on top of. They were looking for somebody, want to fly a drone, and they caught the guy dead in the act, and it had nothing to do with remote ID.
Was that the one about a year ago?
No, this just happened like the Vegas F1 race last month.
No, I'm talking about
it's still February.
Because the video of the Bengals game was from a year ago. It says
no. They just had one. The Bengals game earlier this month also.
Oh, so it was 2 Bengals games then.
Yeah. But as a matter of fact, the television crew that was working the game took a good shot of the drone, and you knew it was a DJI drone just by the marquees on it and everything else.
Yeah, I don't
I was
see
at
it.
the Slidell game this year, Mandeville Slidell, right down the street, and there's a little airport there. And I noticed right before the game started, there were 5 planes in the air, and I looked at them and it looked like they were in formation, and it was biplanes. It was the older planes. And I looked at it and I said, I wonder what they're doing. I said, and when they were doing the national anthem, they came and did a flyby right over the stadium for the Slidell High School game. Coach looked over at me and he says, you need to get your Mavic 3 and do a flyby over our stadium next week.
Get a whole bunch of them. Meow.
You know what, Joe?
That's it.
We used to have that when I was in high school in the 70s. We had one of the teachers had a private plane, private
Something
pilot,
like
and he had lights under it, and it had our information to say "Go Steelers." He'll fly over our stadium and say "Go Steelers," and that would freak the visiting teams out, dude. And even when we traveled, he'd find out what was close by. He would fly over the opposing team stadium when we traveled and fly over and say "Go Steelers," and that would just drive folks nuts.
Well, it didn't help
JDS,
Slidell
Mike.
kick their ass that night.
Yes, Mark, Aeroscope is one of the systems that is used, but there's other ones out there. I don't have the names off the top of my head, but Aeroscope is one that does specifically look for drone signals. And that's why I tell folks, our drones are sending out signals, irregardless of what you think you're trying to mask or whatever. It is continuing sending out a signal. So all it takes is the right type of equipment to detect that signal, and they can trace it right back to where you're at.
Well, everything's got a signal, but it's probably in a certain band that they know where to look for, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find a video of it, Mike, but I can't find any videos on YouTube except for the one
Oh,
from
they
a
got it
year
on
ago.
YouTube, the guy getting caught in Vegas.
That one, no, I was looking for the Bengals game, but there was one from a year ago at a
Dude,
Bengals
I
game.
was watching the game, and I'm like, gotta be kidding me. They stopped the game briefly, and the television crew shot the camera up and saw the drone just kind of hovering, slowly moving. I was like, I cannot believe this crap, man. People are still, like I said, you're gonna have knuckleheads, just like the guy who bought the drone before the Ohio State game, bought it the day 2 before, and he flies it over the game. Stopped the game for about 15, 20 minutes.
There was one.
The packages in Ybor City, Florida. Nice.
Yeah, I seen one about 2 days ago here on the news here. I'm not sure where it was. An air show going on, but it was an F-35 like that, turning, banking like that. Right off the back corner, you could see a drone.
Wow.
It was at an air show.
Yeah.
And he was just banking like that, and they said that his wash hit the drone, but
Knocked it out the sky.
Yeah, it was that close. Like really?
So about a month ago, I was out by one of the practices a little over a month ago, and they've got a couple of retention ponds behind the stadium on the side. My kids used to go back there, and there are gators in it. So I had the Mini 3, and I was flying
Donald.
just underneath the tree level, trying to see if I could find a gator. And I heard this kind of rumbling sound, and I said, "Okay, that's a jet. I know it's a jet like that." Because every once in a while we're in a direct line about 30 miles away, but we're in a direct line to Belle Chase Air Force, the base down there, Marine Corps. It's a military base. I can't think of it. It's Belle Chase. It's a reserve base. And I heard this rumble, and I said, "This sounds like a jet." And I came up right above the tree line, and as I turned around to come back, I'm looking at 2 F-14s about 50 feet over my drone, and it went right over the top. And I mean, they were like 50 or 60 feet above the tree line.
I had a
That was
group
crazy.
of FA-18 Growlers that were at an air show go over top of my drone that were coming back from Lakeland, and they flew over my drone. They were a couple thousand feet, but my drone was probably, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 feet in the air. It wasn't very high. And it started doing all kinds of weird shit, so I brought it down real quick. So I don't know if it was something from like those radars, or what the hell
Probably
it
just
was,
got the wash, because mine started getting a little wobble in it, but it didn't do anything.
Well, I was only 25 feet off the ground. They were about 2,000 feet up, but it was a whole group of squadron come flying over, so I don't know what it was.
I was at about 85 feet, and I guarantee if they were at 200 feet, they were that was close enough because they were low.
Like I said, I don't know if it was just interference from something that they were broadcasting, or I mean, because those are the ones that do all the fucking like jamming and all that crap. So I don't know. But I brought it down real quick because it started going back and forth like sideways. It started yawing back and forth all weird. But I didn't hear them until they were right over top of me because they came screaming.
Brad, I don't know if you heard, but Mandeville's football team's down to quarterfinals for state championship. We're going back up to North Louisiana again this week. And I was dropping off some stuff Monday at the school team picture stuff for soccer and basketball. And the coach texted me, so I went over to the coach and I walked in and he needed team pictures for programs for state championship and everything. And I sat there with him and I said, sure, no problem. I'll get them all to you. And I said, now just remember, this has been the toughest year I've ever been here in 16 years. I've worked the game with a heart attack on the sideline. I've done all of that. I said, so just remember, I wear a size 13. So when you get the rings, I'll wear a size 13.
He wants his ring.
JDS, if you can get somebody to pay you $2,000 for a Potensic drone, by all means, take that deal because they're a freaking moron. I'd do a buy one, get two free, and I'd still be making out in that deal. That was my very first drone, was a Potensic D58. Fucking crappiest camera ever on that thing. Thing set on rubber grommets, so there was like no stabilization at all.
What?
No, I don't want a JDS. I don't even want it for $2. Wasn't
Y'all heard
Potensic
about that? Y'all heard about that crap the dogs are getting right now, respiratory stuff?
Yeah, the new respiratory disease.
Yeah, I got one hacking right now.
That's not good.
Well, my question
he-
is how would that
Go ahead.
even get over here unless somebody's dogs came from China over here? Because they said it's only transmitted through animals,
Right.
dogs.
That's a Chinese
So-
balloon spraying stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go.
Look
Where's
at
my
the hat. Where's the hat?
tinfoil hat on?
But he's got I went to the vet with him a few months
There we go.
ago because he started doing it. Make me one. And what I did is I started giving him Mucinex. She said, try Mucinex. And if I give him an eighth of a pill every other day, he's fine. But if I stop giving them to him, after about a week, he starts getting all mucused up again.
Yeah, I just don't see how that would even get over here because they said it's not transmitted through any people or anything. Like they can't be carriers of it. So I don't know.
I'm gonna make me a tinfoil hat. It's gonna look better than that one.
I know I'm actually gonna redesign one. This is just
Is that the mullet look?
yeah, it's my tinfoil hat for when we start talking conspiracies. By the way,
Oh,
Elvis
okay.
is still alive.
I thought
He is.
that was your high tech hat since you was babbling about switches and stuff.
We go get a Mardi Gras cap, one of the kind they give you like a fedora, and I'm gonna do that one real nice.
Now, ever since I did that, Chuck's made one. I think Dominic's made a tinfoil hat.
Mhm.
Protect me from the bird poop. Maybe David, not me. I ain't gotta worry about that in the house.
Hey, you guys see well, this is funny. I sent it to Ron A. Lockwood. But anyway, this is probably gonna happen to Ron soon. I mean,
What's
they
the truck?
They see them coming, instead of getting shot, they're gonna jump in the back of the truck to save time.
yeah, jump in the back of the truck, I'll shoot you. You drop dead right there in the back, right?
Yeah.
Well, he got all the deer keep coming around to him. They see his vehicle and they come running in. Pretty soon they're going to jump in the back of his truck. You know.
Oh, Rod went to Dan and to get his drone fixed. Good on him.
Went to who?
Hot Rod went down to Dan and got his FPV drone fixed.
Oh, okay.
They helped him fix his drone. Him and Clint is his buddy down there that lives down there.
Yeah.
Clint's really good with stuff. He's the one that used to own. I think he had his own drone store for a while. Drone shop.
I can tell old Dan asked his buddy, has any children been snatched up since our remote ID is good to go now?
Who was the one that put that video out about that?
That was one of Dan's friends.
It wasn't E-Drone, was it?
It was a nice video. I give him props for the production.
Was
Had the
that
guy
E-Drone?
through the bushes and the little girl flying a drone, and the guy runs up and snatches the girl.
Yeah, it was E-Drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was reaching like crazy, but whatever. That's just my opinion on that video. That was a little reaching.
I just said it's a high quality, very nicely thought out video, but the message was, like you said, the message was way down the road. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about getting, sexually assaulted by some hot Karen, in the park.
Mhm.
Got a few around here that could come slap me.
Yeah, I like E-Drone too, Dan, but yeah, that was reaching. He said the same thing. He goes, that was a bit much.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, there's almost like no more argument left to that whole shit. So like people are just trying to figure out anything that they can argue that point.
Yeah.
Because they've tried arguing every point they could and it just hasn't worked. So
Yeah.
now they're coming up with the most craziest, worst thing you could think of that could happen. You know?
Yeah.
A JDS, I'll come harass you. I'll be a Karen just to harass your ass. Get off my lawn. He was looking through my window trying to look at my goodies.
Is that what he was up to?
Yeah, do it in Bertha's voice.
Oh,
I keep trying to get a couple of these young ladies around here to come fly the drone with me. I'll teach them how to use the sticks.
That's probably not even a good thing to joke about.
like I was just like I said, like if tomorrow, like the younger generation was just like drones are the shit and they became the most popular thing overnight, dude, drone channels would blow the fuck up overnight. It's one of those more, I don't know, I get the older retired guys are more, I guess, can more afford to be into that hobby than the younger guys.
You see my ball?
Ah, oh, that's funny.
Mud ball's quick. It was actually Fish Eye that said that.
Oh yeah, he's not that witty. That's definitely Fisheye.
Mm, mm, mm.
He just hacked into Mudball's account there. You know, that's supposed to be your business name, and you're throwing a lot of weird shit out on the internet under that name. You need to do an alternate account.
But you're
Well,
right,
boys
Justin,
and
the
girls,
younger generations.
I gotta slide off. All right, as Matt would say, I gotta nick off.
Yeah, they're not into drones like that.
Later, Dre.
Okay,
Later, Dre.
Later.
bye-bye. Thanks for stopping in.
Anytime.
Well, when it comes
That's
to
like the younger
popularity,
generation.
well, I'm saying when it comes to popularity on social media,
Yeah.
it's whatever they get into is what's going to
Right.
blow up. If the model train sets became the thing tomorrow, anybody doing model train sets on the internet, their channels would blow up overnight. It don't matter what the hobby is.
Yeah.
It's just they're not into that. It's the same with fixed wings. You'll hear a lot of the older guys out there that are into fixed wings, and you know that's their biggest complaint. There's no young people into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sports medicine team for Mandeville, it's 14 girls. And they always want me to take their pictures and everything on the sidelines. And the
Uh-huh.
other day they said, you haven't been taking our pictures. I said, you're not subbed to my channel.
Oh, damn, Dan. So I'm saying, Mudball, you're throwing out a lot of crazy stuff under your business name account there. For the love of God, hopefully nobody ever finds Bill's show with you on it under Mudball Creative. Yeah. So you got any ships to fly today, Paul?
No, it's there's nothing in the lakes. They're pretty much whatever is being moved is not a lot.
Well, they say up at what is it, Thunder Bay and up in those areas, the channel up at Duluth and that has been freezing over already.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a hard winter.
That was Yarborough, Florida. I think that's over by where Dan lives. That's where my package is. Pretty sure it's over where Dan lives, over by St. Pete area. What's up, Tim? Yeah, I think that's where it is. Yeah. So it should definitely be here tomorrow. Oh, would you guys go to one of the abandoned malls or something, Dan? Go fly? Oh shit, Jonathan, there's so many malls where there's just nobody in them anymore, but you can still go inside of them. The mall in our local town, there's only like 3 or 4 stores left in there. Go in the damn food court and there's not a single restaurant in there anymore. It's just empty. Kind of sad, but yet they're still open. How the hell they stay afloat? Because what's funny is you'll go into these malls that are pretty much dead, right? And they'll have like 3 or 4 stores in them. Yet they got every damn light and everything running in the mall. And it's like you're running up a huge electricity bill every month. I know that rent's not covering it. So how they stay afloat that long, I don't know.
Well, most of those malls are, the landlords, the people that own the actual properties, they're multi-million-dollar corporations, and they just write it off, I guess.
But it's just weird how they'll have 3 or 4 stores in there, and then like 80 or 90% of the mall is not being used, but they'll have every light, every machine running. Like, and there's just nothing in there.
Oh yeah.
You think they would have like half the mall walled off so you couldn't go into it and have everything shut off to save money and power and everything. Nope. They don't even do that. My generation when I was a teenager probably was the last generation that got to enjoy the mall in its kind of heyday. There we go. But Donald came in his other account, trying to be sneaky, looking at fisheye sock.
Sneaking in, is he?
Yeah, he came in under fisheye.
Okay, I may get an answer now. I text one of the soccer team girls, and I asked her if she found out anything about if he said something about a picture day, because he's definitely passed out envelopes because I'm getting payments.
Oh, are you? People are getting their money in, huh?
Well, that's what happens. I stick a little code on a QR code on my envelope so they can pay me direct through Venmo.
Uh-huh.
And what'll happen is I'll get at least 2/3 of the money through Venmo, and I like it that way. It's a lot easier.
Sure.
And that way I don't have to worry about moving it somewhere. I just leave it right where it's at. And during football season, I'll have like $3,000 to $5,000 sitting in Venmo, just sitting there.
Huh. Yeah, this is what almost the end of the month. I have to do my billing pretty shortly. HO.
Hey, Paul, what gauge are your trains? Yeah, years ago, back in 19, I think it was, let's see, it had to be 1979, 1980. When I was at the Marine Corps station here in New Orleans, I hurt my back. So I was home for about 6 weeks. Actually, I was home for 6 weeks. Still in the Marines, but 6 weeks. And during the 6 weeks, I made a train board, actually. It was all N-gauge.
Yeah.
And I set it all up, and I still have it. It's actually, I crated it so that I made a crate that the whole thing fits in. I'm trying to think of the dimensions.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was 4 foot by 3 foot, I think it is. And it's got like 96 feet of track on it.
Let me see. I'm just see if this will let me bring it up. It always disappears every time I do. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is I N-gauge. This is a coffee table.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it goes pretty cool actually. It's all one track, no switches or nothing, but it kind of goes round here, underneath, round back out, and then back up to here again. So yeah, it does quite a bit actually. So
Yeah, I had it out maybe about 3 years ago, right where I'm at now. I had it on this side, and it was funny because the boys were still in high school, and they were fooling with it. And I had the Crescent City Limited, the locomotive type with all the cars and that. And I hadn't been using it much, so I said, well, at that point in time, I needed a little extra cash, and I sold that to a guy. The Engage set was like $600.
Huh. Huh.
I think I paid 110 for it.
Yeah, well, they, back those days when you first got into it, engines were 25 or $30. Now they're minimum halfway decent. The locomotive's $300 now,
Right.
and they're getting into 400. If you get into steam engines, they're $700 and $800 now. It's just stupid prices, and it's getting worse every time you turn around, right? So.
We had a little hobby shop it wasn't that close to us. It's about 3 miles from where I lived, but you can jump on a bus for 25 cents and get to it. And it left you off right there and got home. And I used to go to him all the time. And I can remember buying a Concord Santa Fe diesel, and I think it cost me $17.
Yeah.
For a car?
No, this was no,
Oh,
this was an Engage train.
Engage train. A boxcar, a halfway decent boxcar right now is $60, $70 just for a boxcar.
I've got like 5 engines still, and I've got about 30 cars.
I got 3 or 4 engines. I forget now. I think 4, and some boxcars and passenger cars. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, but my layout here, it's a different story. I've got about 20, 25 engines and stuff. I got engines in a box here I haven't even used in not long.
And Mommy said I could have one of the Snapples, by the way.
Yeah, I plan if, like I said, hopefully over the next year when this Marine Corps thing comes through, I'm going to buy a little piece of property and put a house on it and all of that. And I'm going to make sure I have area where I can, either I'm going to do a new board, or I'm going to just put this one out there. And I just want to make sure it's all clean. It's pretty cleaned up because it stays in a, like I said, sealed box.
Yeah. No. You probably have to still clean all the track and everything because of it.
Yeah, you got to clean the track, oxidation.
Yeah.
Donald said he went to the train show over the weekend. The prices were insane.
That's crazy.
But I'll tell you one thing that I found out, like they get these like a little rubber blocks, got pieces of metal in it they use for cleaning track. Never use them because you get little chunks in there, or like a dust comes off and goes down the track. Then the locomotives suck it up and jam the engines. There's a thing called ox something. It's a little jar you put on there. You clean the track, put this stuff on, and it promotes good electricity. It reduces the arcing. And I'll tell you, what a difference it made in my layout. Wow. And the thing is, you can buy a jar, it's only about 3 ounces, but that thing would last you 10 or 15 years. Yeah, you just put a microscopic coating on it. Just very little. Ox snow something. What the hell? I don't know where it is right now. Yeah, Noax ID special 2-ounce tub right there. But this stuff here,
and
it's almost like a paste, but it would last forever. Like the whole jar, like you barely use it. You just barely wipe anything on it. And I'll tell you, I can't believe the difference of connection because, and don't get as dirty. It stays working really good. It seemed like every time I turned around, I was trying to clean track. And what the hell is going on here? But I put that on there. Oh, gee, what a difference. Just
what do you wipe it on with?
Well, I just a little dab of my finger and just run along the rails and take a cloth and wipe it off. You don't want no gloves of it. But even eventually,
take it off.
Wheels pick it up, and it just makes a really good electrical contact.
I mean, that makes sense. Oh, good.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got a perfect place right next to my desk right here to put that board. It'll fit perfect.
Well,
Because I've
and
got
this-
a pack and play here. It's a little bit longer than the pack and play, but I've got a pack and play here. I've got to keep it here for the baby. You know.
Yeah, well, and the nice thing with Engage is so small that you can put a lot of track in a small area. Or HO, or go back up to, O scale or whatever. Holy crap, man! Need a big area to have a decent layout. I got a 10 by 12 room with 2 layers, but basically the trains go around in a circle, basically, with a little bit of run in between. But to me, your train should go somewhere and then come back eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. This is 3 foot by 5 foot. That's the size of it. And when I measured out the track, I had 96 feet of track on it with different levels.
Yeah. It's amazing how much track you can get onto a little Engage, right?
And what Donald said, that makes sense for GPS drones because you buy 6, 7 accessories for your drone and you don't really ever buy anything for it again. You just kind of fly it till either you crash it or you sell it.
Yep.
I mean, FPV drones would be more.
But what about
comparable
Laura's
to
method? You buy it,
sets.
you buy the extras, and then you leave it on the side to collect dust.
Well, I'm talking about the cost. Of a model train set would be more comparable to FPV than GPS drones. Because that's something that you're always buying parts for. GPS drones, you buy it, you buy your handful of accessories, and you're pretty much done buying stuff for it.
Oh yeah. Well, model railroad, never done to start with. You always can keep adding to it or changing it or whatever. And that's one of the biggest problems with model railroaders. You get something up, work on it for a couple, 3 years, you just get it all nice. Yeah, I'm tired of this. I want to change it. And they rip it all out and start over again. Oh, I can do something different next time. They just.
Oh, Fisheye doesn't have a wrench.
No, it's not quite KY there, Jelly.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell KY Daisy's using, but it usually doesn't look black and greasy like that.
Bought it off eBay.
Yeah, my
Well, I
boss
told-
says the prices were insane when he went to that train show.
Oh, yeah. I just.
Oh, the train shows are never a good place to buy anything because they're there to make sales, and while you're there, they've got your interest, and
Well,
Well,
they've got you.
they
They
know
narrowed
that.
down. They got you narrowed down to what interests you, and then
Yep.
they're gonna put a whole bunch of stuff in front of you.
Well, and the funny thing is, any good stuff, you go to train show, they open an hour before the actual train show, and all the buyers that are in, not the buyers,
Vendors all buy from themselves.
trading back and forth with all the good stuff or buying this or doing that before the public even get in. Then you got the public come rushing in. There's some guys go in there, buy. Half an hour later, all the good stuff's gone. But if you hang around till the end of the show, which might be 6 hours later, but there's some used stuff there, the prices come down pretty good. Somebody might want something $30 or something by the end of
They
the
don't
show.
want to pack it. They don't want to pack it up and take it home, right?
So you get it for $10, right? And just, just
Yeah, the color was way off from KY Jelly. That's all I'm gonna say, David.
That was PU jelly.
And the reason why Donald Fisheye showed up is because I told Donald, I said, technically Mudball Creative is your business name. So coming in the chat saying crazy stuff under that name is probably not a good idea. So then he came back in with Fisheye and assaulted me and then left. Came back in his Mudball.
Everybody's having fun.
You gotta love Amazon, aren't you?
I do. I don't ever have any problems with them.
Are you ready for this? I can have a refund, but I have to send the paper back.
Oh, they don't ever make us send the shit back if they fuck up.
Well, did you tell them to send you a shipping label?
Yeah, I've got a shipping label. I've got to take the paper to the post office and send it back. they're paying for it. It's like,
Won't your post office pick it up curbside if you've got a shipping label?
no, we can do that, but then we'd have to pay. But if you just take it to the post office, Amazon pay.
No, every time the Amazon has sent me the wrong item, which has only been twice,
They tell you to keep it.
they both times they have told, I didn't even ask to send it back. They just said keep it. We'll send you the proper
On
item
this
out,
occasion,
or we'll
though,
refund
it
you.
wasn't exactly the wrong item, was it? They just sent me some crap packaging, right? That you wrap fragile stuff in, and thought they'd pass it off as a rug.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I would have told them I'm not taking the time out of my day to send something back that you sent me the wrong item. I want my money back, or you send the correct item out. One of the two.
Or you get a credit for your time and effort, you know?
But like I said, both times I did it, I didn't even get to that point, and they just offered me to keep it. One of them was a Christmas wreath. I ordered, I think it was new props for my Air 2, and they sent me a Christmas wreath.
Yeah, but over here they've got the government on their case because
They look alike.
yeah, people have been ordering drones and high expensive laptops and stuff from Amazon, and what arrives is like a bag of sugar or a block of chocolate and stuff like that. And
Well, that's because they're having problems with people stealing in the warehouse. They got to
exactly, but they're
That's
not supposed.
Amazon's fault, not yours.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to be able to do that in the warehouse.
Oh, if I've watched some body cam footage, they're completely capable of doing that. But it's how good the people that are monitoring them are paying attention to it. Because the thing is if a particular warehouse gets a bunch of complaints about wrong items, then they can take all those complaints and they can filter back to which packing station that those items came from. And if one particular person that's filling orders at a fill station, they're all coming from that same person, that's when they'll start monitoring them. That's what they did with that one guy I was watching the body cam footage. A bunch of people were complaining they weren't getting the right items or they were getting the wrong items. And so once Amazon got all those, they actually followed up with it, and they were able to track within the warehouse who was filling those particular orders. Turned out it was all the same guy, and he was switching out like AirPods for like you said, just a random like item or something.
Yeah.
Or he was sending empty box. He would take the AirPods out and send them the empty box.
I had that a few years ago with an M2 board.
This is a cup from 4 years ago when we went on a trip up to Horton, Louisiana in the semifinals. And what they did is they brought these around the bus and filled them up with what they called a Skippertini.
Yeah.
That was a mixture of all kind of stuff, and it was blue.
It's a nice
and
cup, Joe. But just be aware, if Laura was here, she'd be telling you to remove the sticker.
Well, that's all put on there. It was from Mandeville.
I remove all the stickers. I told her to remove the stickers.
I don't think
from
that's on with a
one.
sticker. That's imprinted, isn't it?
That's all glue.
Yeah. But that doesn't
imprinted.
matter. Laura's just got a thing at the moment about anyone that picks up a glass. Is there a sticker on the bottom? And I'm blaming Ron for it.
The minute I see somebody doing the minute I see somebody doing an unboxing on something, and then they take it out to use it, and the stickers are still on the damn thing, that's the first thing I say in the comments. Take the damn stickers off. That's what I told Laura with her Mini 1. She kept flying her Mini 1 with the stickers on it. She's like, it's so I remember how the legs come out. I was like, you should know that after 1 or 2 times flying the damn thing.
Yeah, but no. Justin, you've got to remember this. This is Laura, right? She'll fly it one day, then it'll sit on the side for a couple of months collecting dust. And
well, that
then
kind of makes me wonder.
When you think she's given up on the hobby, she goes, oh, let's go and fly the drone, and blows the dust everywhere.
Well, it kind of makes me wonder, why did you buy her another drone then?
Because we was in the shop and she saw it and she's like, oh, look, a Christmas present. And I was like, no. And we managed to get out the shop without her buying it. And then
I was her. I'd have rather got a new computer.
You don't need a new computer.
I thought you. Yeah,
she just needs a new Laura.
I thought she wanted a new computer.
She does. But then she wants an Xbox and a PlayStation and the VR headset again. And
Well, why? The thing is, though, is if you have a gaming PC, there's no reason to buy an Xbox. You can get all those games on the PC. Why would you go out and waste your money on an Xbox? PlayStation, I understand because there's exclusive titles that you can only get on the PlayStation.
yeah,
So that
well,
makes sense to me if you're a gamer. But if you already have a PC, there's no point in buying an Xbox. It's a waste of money to me.
the least said about that, the better, because an Xbox is on its way to the door as we speak.
Like I said, I wouldn't if I was going to go out and buy a gaming system. It would definitely be a PS5 because every game that the Xbox has, I can get on PC. So there's no point in me wasting my money on
We
it.
had a PS5. We paid 500 quid for it, and then she sold it for 300 quid. It's like, seriously?
I didn't know she sold it. I thought she still had it.
No, she got rid of her PS5. She's got an Xbox One that she dropped and broke the CD-ROM on, and an Xbox X is arriving this afternoon. My Nintendo Switch that I ordered for myself has disappeared, and every time I see it, Laura's got it, and then it disappears again. Strange that.
I don't think you have a Nintendo Switch. I think Laura does.
Well, this afternoon I've got an Xbox. I bet you that ain't in here for long.
They keep giving me this stuff, Meals and Wheels, all these vegetables and fruits and stuff, and I throw it away.
Well, give them to your tenants and the kids can eat them.
I
At least
don't-
they'll go to somebody that'll eat them.
Or
don't
throw
think-
them, give them to the
away.
wildlife.
It's got onions and well, I don't know what the hell those green
Well,
things.
like I said, don't throw them away.
That's
Go
a
give them
stew
to
pot. That's a
And
stew bag.
And there's onions,
either give them to your tenants or go give them to a neighbor that you.
and I don't know
No.
what the hell this pumpkin thing is here.
It's Swede.
That is a,
Look at squash.
It's a Swede. Squash. A Swede.
or is that a? That's not a cantaloupe, is it?
No.
It looks like one of those squash. What they call?
I said,
It's
don't
just-
throw it out, Paul. Go give it to a
Literally, it's
neighbor or
a
something.
UK.
And what the
Oh.
hell are these things?
Oh, those are
They're pockets of compressed air.
Brussels sprout.
Brussels.
All
The
those
gas
things,
canisters.
boil them up, a little bit of butter and salt on them. Oh my God, those things are good.
I don't cook nothing anymore. I
Oh,
used
like
to
a-
cook, but I don't cook.
like I said,
Oh.
don't waste it
That's
and
why
throw it out.
That's why I just pitch it to the curb.
Go
No,
give
Paul.
it to a neighbor or something.
Right. No. Paul. Cook those Brussels sprouts off. Eat them at your start of the show. And by the end of the show, right, we'll all be here laughing at you choking on your own fart.
I love Brussels sprouts. Yeah, don't throw it out, Paul. Go give it. Just walk over and give it to one of your neighbors or let your tenants have it.
Nobody wants that crap.
What are you talking about? If you walked over to my house and handed me a bag of vegetables, I'd gladly take them.
Well, that's you. That's you, Justin. That's the average person.
Hey, TJ. Yeah,
Just
but
go.
that what you've got there is a British Sunday roast in a bag, or a stew pot, or whatever you want to make.
Here's my Meals on Wheels for today.
Yeah.
Look at all that veg. Look,
What's up, JD, TJ? How's it going, guys?
I end
Andrew?
up throwing it away, but
what is it?
it's got carrots, peas,
Oh, for love of God, why do you even get it then if you're just throwing everything in the trash?
and well, you never know. You might get something special. And over here, you've got noodles with some kind of a sauce with peas and looks like chicken. Ah. And then they always give me milk too, and I don't drink milk.
Again, go give it to your tenants.
And then
Kids
they
will
give
drink
Now
me,
you're in the supermarket, Paul. Get yourself some tea bags. That milk will go down well.
and then they give me peaches, and I don't eat peaches.
Again, something else the kids would enjoy.
What kids? All right, there's any kids in my neighborhood.
What about upstairs?
Dallas, I'm
Dallas
sure would
is so-
gladly drink that milk and eat those peaches.
Maybe. I don't know.
What you tell the neighbours upstairs, your tenants, you're
Well,
putting the
it's-
rent up by 10% because you're going to give them a free meal every week.
So
So
and they bring me, like tomorrow, they'll bring me 4 more frozen meals to get me through the weekend.
not bad.
No, that's what I said. At
They
least
go to the
keep-
curb.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Anyways, guys, 11 o'clock. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. So, anyways, well,
Okay, everybody. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it.
yeah. So,
Everybody
Anyway.
have a great day. David, stay out of trouble.
We're all getting put to the curb now. Come on. Everybody to
Yeah.
the curb.
And Joe,
Is
Justin?
Laura going live today?
is Laura going live today?
I haven't got a clue.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying the quiet.
Okay.
Oh, before you go, I've got something to tell you.
What?
She went to the kids' school play.
Yeah.
She only went and freaking missed it.
Oh Jesus.
He's in trouble. Little Rebecca's going to have her for that.
Boy.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Exactly, Tim.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you tonight.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye bye.